flip that Mimi up there. That
You're also on IEN
so we
News.
are on both. We're simulcasting both on IEN and our YouTube channel. We're running a test today to see prior to that. There's the Mimi that could. I I learned how to pull up mine when I was 2, and the little boy's looking at the ding dong with his pants down below his butt. It's just a funny meme. I think we ran it a while ago on the IEN side on that. And it got a lot of play, but we're just running a little test on YouTube and the IEN Newswire page to see if we can do that. So hopefully tonight on the radio show, maybe Lou, maybe Stephanie will show up for our Dubay. If this works out, we will have us both on video on IEN Newswire Live on Facebook and our new IEN Newswire YouTube channel, along with KMET's live stream too that they run at that. So we'll be on at least, hopefully, 3 platforms tomorrow on there. So uh, we have stuff going on all over the place. We're trying to expand the networks, trying to do some of that stuff. So I just wanted to do a little bit of commentary because there was one thing, and I don't think we got to it too much on the radio show last night, but just so I can have something to talk about because I want to see if people are actually tuning in and or seeing the broadcast. And the county's got a $22 million shortfall on their budget. That isn't the half of it. They're like their pension debt. They're $300 million short by their calculations. Over that's coming in the next fiscal years on doing that. On top of of unfunded mandates on that, they're bleeding cash over there like crazy. They cannot afford to pay the salaries and benefits they've promised to the police, fire departments, public employees, all across the board. I mean, the bottom line is they're going to have to make some tough choices down there. Either you're going to have less services, or they're going to have to cut some personnel, or they're going to have to reform the system 100% down there at the county. I mean, they've got to deal with the pension crisis. They need, in my opinion, to start contracting services out, shrinking the size of government. You can provide more government service at less cost. I put up the deal. The Reason Foundation has it. We have Dr. Adrian Moore on all the time from the Reason Foundation. They have the video of the story of Sandy Springs, Georgia, of how they provided much better service at much less cost. The reason your roads are not fixed or your public safety is not funded in the way it is because of 2 things: of public employee unions across the board hijacking the process, putting the political contributions in to get them more money. That's the bottom line. And probably 70% of the $5 billion county budget is going to salaries. I know the general slush fund, that definitely is the case. But most of the money that's spent in government is spent on government salaries and benefits. And when they're making 67% more than the average full-time private sector worker, there's a problem in there. And I think it's even if you take out public safety personnel, which is a whole different deal and hard to compare with the private sector. Even if you take that out, I think it's still way above 40 or 50%. So that's where your problem lies in this. We'll have, I know we're going to have Cliff Cummings from Toyota San Bernardino, the main cog in that whole deal. He wants to talk about, he'll probably be talking about the local election in San Bernardino where Juan Figueroa won the council seat, vacated by John Del Valdivia, I can get that out right, where when he was elected mayor, he didn't go away, he was elected mayor, so his seat came open. Little bit distressing and it's great. San Bernardino, we've had one on. He's a very pro-business, pro-free market guy. I think he'll do a great job. I think San Bernardino, with the leadership they got in there now, I think there might be some great things coming, or maybe San Bernardino can turn it around. Moreno Valley, I'm not as optimistic. When they elected Daryl Peden to the school board to replace uh, what's his name? Evan Morgan. And see if I get the blanked out. Go in my email and see if I sent the blanked out F Trump deal with the pedons in it. And he's been in the press enterprise. He said, we're not electing Highland Fairview candidates and in Moreno Valley and da da da. So I mean, again, there's the old sign. The one of the signs that said Moreno Valley may be bad, but we're not San Bernardino bad. I hope that is not the case because Moreno Valley's still spastic on some of this stuff. I mean, yeah, well, that's okay. We're on the, yes, go ahead and run that. We're not on the regular. Yes, this is Daryl Peden on that. They didn't, with the sign on that, disrespecting the president on that. And our, the fine folks in Trustee Area 5 elected this guy to represent them on the school board, along with all the anti guys that have and developers that have brought in great projects like the Skechers building and still stamping that today. And the Moreno Valley Educators Association stamped that, and teachers were sending out postcards, which I got 2 of them. Here's one endorsing this guy for school board president. And he's talked a lot about how we've got to do that. And I had a conversation with him because we were both up for the appointment when he was appointed a few months ago. And he has like $80,000 in college debt or something like that. And, are we advocating more of this policy where we ran the deal about millennials, Inland Empire being number 1 in millennials living with mom, and we discussed the impacts of that? That's the problem with this stuff. And I've said it, we've lost 30% purchasing power in the last 15 years adjusted for inflation in Moreno Valley. And, that has a profound impact on your community. And when you're getting kids out there, which I think it's somewhere $48,000, when the average 30-year-old in the United States is carrying 48 grand in college debt, that means a lot of them, half of them are carrying more than that because not everyone went to college. So the ones that went to college are probably facing this significant debt. It limits their ability to buy cars, homes, start a family, anything else. It's it's this catch-22. And I hope that we see a turnaround of that. I'm not as optimistic of with this latest turn in Moreno Valley because we seem to be going back to that normal of sustainability, green, that like they're talking about. We brought out the article on the trash and the recycling and all that. It's now costing more money. We tried dumping it on China. China said, well, we ain't taking your trash anymore. Now we don't know what to do. We got all these bottles and cans and stuff. They were recycling it. They were sending it to China. China was turning it into electricity in the big black smokestacks that you guys claim are doing all the greenhouse gas and everything. They were doing it clean like we do in if we would have kept it here and generated our own power at less expense instead of going the solar pipe dream, which is the most expensive way to do power. Electricity, just look at the Germany example if you don't believe me. That's what you got going on. And to bring this philosophy in, and like I say, you're lying to the kids. Tell me I'm not. Look at all the articles in 20 years. They said in the New York Times, they said this was false. It wasn't going to work. 20 years later, now we've seen it isn't going to work. Now it's rising the price exponentially of getting rid of the trash because now we don't have the facilities to properly do it. You know what you do with trash? You bury it in the ground. You put it in the trash can. The trash can man picks it up, takes it to the landfill. We bury it in the ground where it turns into methane gas. And then when the methane gas we drill down in there and we extract the methane gas to run engines, to turn generators, to produce cheap electrical power. That's how things should work. Not this, we're going to recycle the cans and the plastic and all this stuff and da-da-da-da. Does not work. That's not how our society works. That's not how Mother Nature works. You're driving the cost of everything up in that. And like I told Daryl, I said, and when we were talking, because we were the last 2 in there, I said, you know what really what I'm really concerned about is you don't have the opportunity I had. I wasn't saddled with college debt. I could afford this or I could do that, and my generation could. Yours is under this constriction, and you keep arguing for this policies that have gotten us into trouble, and you're still doing that. And I hope one day that we'll all realize this is not the way to go. So I'm going to end it here on that. We'll see how it goes. If this lights off, and I didn't even check to see if we're on the YouTube channel, but we'll see that. If it posted, we'll be on not only on IE Newswire Live, we'll be on the YouTube channel, IE Newswire YouTube channel, with the radio show for the first time on that. New things are coming to the radio show and everything else. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoy it. We had a great Mother's Day giveaway. Was it Carla, Jocelyn, and Monica were our big winners. We got the prizes all distributed last night and everything. So everything's looking great around here, at least anyway. So that's it. Hopefully live at 5 on the new YouTube channel on IE Newswire Live. Stay tuned. I hope a lot of you will try and tag you in there and try and let you know so we can get some, see how it works, get some viewers in on the YouTube channel. And that's it for Thursday morning. And until all of you be back live at 5, IEN Newswire on the YouTube channel, on KMET 1490, or even Facebook on IEN Newswire. See ya.